Hello everyone. Alright, so here we go. We have an update now on Wegovy after successfully this time being on Wegovy for 1 week. Now, I will say I was going to film a video earlier on in this past week to let you know how it was going, but it was rough and it was to the point where I really couldn't, but I'll get into that. Anyways, for anyone new here, I was previously on Saxenda to help with my weight and my insulin resistance and things like that. I had lost about 20 pounds on Saxenda before now, but have been moved over to Wegovy to help further me along in this whole journey. It's supposed to be a little more effective for me, and I was really starting to stall a bit on the Saxenda, so this is supposed to work a bit better. I'm going to be covering my side effects that I've had on the medication, as well as any weight loss that I see, and I try to be as transparent as possible in this whole thing. So anyways, for anyone who's already been here, or if you have not been here, I had started technically Wegovy 2 weeks ago now, or I was supposed to, but my first pen injector was faulty. It failed. I didn't get any of the medication. I know for a fact now, after experiencing what it's like to actually be on the medication, that I did not get anything from that first pen. So essentially I had been off of medications for how long? Oh gosh, over a week between, dropping the Saxenda and then finally getting a real dose of the Wegovy. So a week ago on Wednesday night, I finally managed to get my Wegovy injected properly. 1.7 milligrams is what we were starting on, which isn't the typical starter dose, but I was started a bit higher because I had been on Saxenda for 12 weeks and was at the highest 3 milligram dose of that medication. So yeah, I went on to the 1.7 of Wegovy. Now, got it to inject finally, was pain-free, really nice, not really any issues with that. I had filmed the day after I got that injection finally in, and mentioned that I was feeling a little nauseous, a little off. Now, I'll just say the night that I filmed that video was horrific. It was a bad time, and it stayed bad until about 2 days ago. It never really got 100% better, but that night that I filmed that last video, so the night following the night that I took the Wegovy injection, I was so sick. I was in the bathroom hugging that toilet. I was nauseous. I had the worst cold chills, and I threw up a lot, like a lot. And I was really worried about staying hydrated because I couldn't keep anything down, not food, not fluids. It was a bad time. I felt so sick. And luckily, after all of that struggle, my doctor called me in is it Zofran? I think it's Zofran. It's an anti-nausea medication, little tablets that you dissolve in your mouth. And that has been a lifesaver for me. Let me just say right now, it doesn't 100% get rid of everything, but it does cut back on the nausea and the vomiting. I'm still a little bit nauseous, but it beats what was happening last week, But I was so ill and could hardly sleep until I finally got that medication, the Zofran. So I'd been using that, and then I also have I don't have the bag with me. I have these Dramamine. They're like little chewables. They're ginger chews. They're flavored like honey, ginger, lemon, something like that. They're really yummy, actually. And you could take 2 of those every, is it 6 hours, 8 hours? I think it's 8 hours. I don't know. Anyways, those really help too, to take the edge off, especially when I was at work over the last week. But it was rough. And so I couldn't tell how much of the nausea was subsiding because, you know, as the week goes on, you know, the medication's starting to wear off a little bit before your next dose. So I don't know how much was that and how much was, you know, me keeping the anti-nausea medications in my body so that I could rehydrate and keep down my Pedialyte that I was trying to get in. And, you know, I was like nibbling small things like crackers with peanut butter, or like sticking a lot more to dry foods. I've not wanted any type of sauces or anything. I haven't had a whole lot of like any dairy or anything like that. The idea of any of that makes me feel really gross. The only sweet thing I crave is fruit. So I will have some fruit smoothies, some protein shakes, Premier protein shakes. I've been having those. You know, things like that. And, you know, just making sure that I'm trying to get, you know, some nutrition into my body and staying hydrated, because I know I'll only feel worse if I don't have anything in my body. So yeah, it was rough. But past that one night, it did get better with the medications and everything that my doctor was able to give me. Excuse me, oh my goodness. Oh, also, oh my goodness, I don't know where this cough's come from the last couple days. It keeps going back and forth. Anyways, also the heartburn. So for anyone who's been here for a while, you know that I have really bad acid reflux. Ooh, hold on a second. Sorry, one of my cats was getting into something. Anyways, you know I have bad acid reflux, and it's been controlled for over 10 years now by omeprazole that I'm on. It's like Prilosec, basically. It's like the generic. Anyways, it stood no chance against what I had happen from the Wegovy. That acid reflux kicked my butt. It's I think what ramped up that nausea and vomiting to begin with. And it was a bad time. And then the last couple of days of my week on the Wegovy, so Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, I started to finally feel a little more like myself. The symptom or the side effect that I do not see listed many places, but I've talked to many people on this medication and they confirmed that this is a thing. It can happen sometimes, but the thing that has not gone away at all for me is the severe chills that I constantly get on the medication. I get chills, the full like goosebumps, and my skin is constantly almost painfully sensitive, like the same way as when you have like a bad fever or when you're really sick, you know, you like touch your skin. It almost feels like you have a bad sunburn all the time. And that's nearly constant. And it's all over my body, but it's worse on my, like the lower part of my legs and on my arms, my forearms. And I have constant, like I can touch it, my forearms, and just feel like the goosebumps at all times. Like they don't really go away. And you can see right now, I mean, I'm in Florida and I've been wearing a hoodie all day and it's not cold outside. So that's something that hasn't gone away at all. But it's something I'll deal with, and hopefully as I adapt to the medication, this is something that'll get better. I'm just going to have to, you know, go along for the ride and see how it goes. So that's what I dealt with that first week. I'm probably even forgetting something then, but it was tough. It was very tough. And it probably didn't help that I had nothing in my system and then jumped onto this dose. It was a rough time, but I did lose some weight, at least in the first week, right? I would hope so after all that. So in the first week on Wegovy, I lost 4 pounds. Now I am officially under 200 pounds. I weigh 199.6 right now. And that's great and all, but I'd rather not have to, vomit to get to that point, right? It is really helping me though with my appetite in general, like kind of like how the Saxenda was for me in the beginning. I can eat smaller portions and I'm fine. The cravings are pretty much gone again. And I'm being a lot more thoughtful about the few things I can put into my body. So I'm trying to focus more on protein, like for sure more protein. And then when I need something sweet, like I said, I crave fruit or I try to have some yogurt. Another big thing, and this isn't just with the Wegovy, it also has to do with the Zofran that I was taking for the nausea. Constipation might just be worse with this than it was with the Saxenda. And the only thing that helped me was Smooth Move tea. And it was painful. It was a bad time, but it helped. And I couldn't take it until, what did I take it yesterday or the day before? It was within the past couple of days, because obviously I didn't want to lose more fluids from my body when I just, struggled with the vomiting and everything else. I was already struggling with dehydration. So I didn't want to take anything that could potentially cause me to lose more of like my fluids and become even more dehydrated. So I waited until I had really rehydrated my body after everything happening before taking the tea to help me, get over the whole constipation issue, but I can already feel it's becoming a thing again. And Zofran for the anti-nausea is pretty well known from what I've read for causing severe constipation. So you also have to be careful of that if you are somebody who, has to depend on that a bit like I have been. So I'm just trying to combat it. I'm trying to keep up with like probiotic type things, my yogurts and stuff at the same time. We have like Metamucil and stuff. And so trying to get some fiber into my diet too. Anything to combat, because I cannot go without the anti-nausea right now. Like I'd be really sick right now if I didn't have it. That being said, I did take my second dose last night. It went smoothly again. Shot went fine. I literally, to the point where I thought I messed it up because I literally felt nothing at all. Like when I say that, I'm not like, I didn't feel like anything. Like, and it did, but no, I legitimately thought the needle didn't go in. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to pull this pen away from my body and there's going to be the fluids leaking everywhere again. But there wasn't. Not a single drop was missing. And so it worked. And this time, the difference is too, I took the Zofran about an hour before I took my injection this time to like kind of get ahead of the nausea. And I think that really helped because I actually slept last night. Not the best, but like a whole lot better than last week, because I took that shot without any anti-nausea and I was up the whole night with like the pre-vomit anxiety. It just kept me up. It was a horrible time, and this time I didn't really have that. I felt a lot better and I got some sleep, which is good. Woke up without much of an appetite, and so I have myself just a healthy fruit smoothie this morning for breakfast, and trying to keep on my hydration. Now I know last time that it was technically like tonight, that night after, that was the worst, and so I'm not taking any chances. I'm gonna keep up on the anti-nausea. I'm gonna be very, very careful today and tomorrow, because the first 3 days really seem to be the struggle. It's really rough. But, at least now I have an idea of what I'm looking at and can kind of head it off, But aside from that, the chills, the nausea, I feel a little sleepy. My doctor said that can be from lack of hydration, so I'm probably just going to keep up on more fluids. But you know, we're just gonna keep charging forward, and so far, I don't want to say so good because that was rough, but I mean, you know, I'll deal with it if it means, you know, I want to get healthier, and if these side effects, you know, get better with time, that'll be wonderful. I'm a little scared because next week is my last dose of the 1.7, and then I go up to 2.4. So, and that's the highest dose. So I'm scared, but hopefully we're adjusted enough by that point that it's not as much of a shock as it was jumping onto the 1.7 at the beginning of all this. But that's that. And that's how it's going. I'm down 4 pounds in a week. Officially I'm in Wonderland. I'm out of the 200s. And hopefully we don't go back there ever again. And that's it. So today and tomorrow, just going to be resting, staying hydrated, and probably snuggling up in some cozy hoodies like I am now, and some blankets, and watching some movies or TV or something just to keep my mind off of being sick at all. And aside from that, that's it. So anyways, if anyone has any tips or any questions about Wegovy, or if you want me to try to record how I do the injection now that I've now that I have a good idea as to how to properly inject it, let me know. I can show you. And if you want to, you know, stay on this journey with me and see how this medication keeps working for me, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. And you'll be able to see all my videos in the future when they come out, hopefully weekly with these updates. And like this video, of course. Let me know that you do like this content and you want to see more of it, okay? Anyways, I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy and happy. And I will see you all again probably next week.